Nice World videos. We're on the Costa Blanca, Playa Los Locos beach, right at the far end. You've got Torrevieja over the other side. But we're going to talk about the pros and cons of actually living in Spain after Brexit and what you do really need to know, because as you know, a lot of things have changed and all the latest visas and everything you want to know if you want to live the dream. It's getting a little bit harder now because of the old government's shutting down 65,000 illegal lets on Airbnb, and of course they're going to be working on the other platforms, so it might be a bit difficult actually getting a holiday let here. So you might have to buy your dream home here in Spain. If you want to make the move here in Spain, of course you've got all the visas, the digital nomad visa, like working remotely from home, you've got the self-employed visa, and of course you've got the other visa, the non-lucrative, of course they're mainly aimed at a retirement age with a few quid in their back pocket. So we're going to explain all the good things and the bad things, the pros and cons about coming to this part of Spain on the Costa Blanca. And the most important reason why people do come to this part is because of the weather. And of course they move to Spain all because of the 300 days of climate here on the southern part of the Costa Blanca, because of the temperatures. I mean, when you look at temperatures around the winter times, it's averaging around 17 degrees, and that's December, January and February. It starts creeping up massively because you're looking at 19 degrees in March and 21 in April. And then we get on to May, which is 23, 27 in June, then July 30, and in August can be in the mid 35s to 40 degrees. And that is the reason why the people do like this part of Spain on the Costa Blanca, down on the southern part. So you can see why a lot of the Spanish up north, Madrid and Barcelona, they all got their second homes down here. And of course, it's a lot flatter as well here on the Costa Blanca compared to Costa del Sol, where you might find it a bit more hilly. And of course, the temperature is beautiful, like I mentioned. And when you've got good weather, the cons with that is you can actually be outside more days than you would be if you was in the north part of Spain. I mean, for days, for instance, we're looking at 25 in the shade. We've got people out fishing, and just over there where we're going to be heading, the Playa Los Locos beach, and straight round that cove there, that's where we'll be in Torrevieja, Playa de Cura. So we're going to take a walk along the promenade, and we're going to explain to you a lot of the cons of actually being here in Spain, and what's really changed since Brexit. And not a lot really, apart from the 90 days, 180-day rule, and a few restrictions here and there. But you can still come and live the dream, like I mentioned, with all these visas. You just can need to contact a proper solicitor lawyer, which if you do want to make that move, I've mentioned before, I can sort all that out for you, your NIE, all your visas and everything. We can do everything for you, take the stress away. And if it meant you need the currency to transfer to your bank, of course, if you're selling your house, you need to transfer it. Of course, I've got sponsors, you know. Currencies Direct, brilliant. You get the card with it, and the good thing is you get the thing downloaded on your phone, and you can just flip on your phone and just tap your phone wherever you go and just change the currency in seconds. You don't even need to start changing up money in these money booths. You can have it just all on your phone. As you know, new technology now, it's all digital. And along the coast as well, you do find along this part of the Costa Blanca as well, they tend to flock the coast, all the Brits. It's all expat communities, and a lot of them do become a bit lazy with learning the Spanish lingo because they don't actually go out their little zone. But if you did want to learn Spanish, a lot of the town halls do give free classes if you want to learn a bit of lingo. But a lot of people choose to just stay in an expat community and stick to the local bars. But yeah, if you do want to venture out, Spain's got lots of beautiful towns to visit, museums, and a lot of history. This is why so many Brits flock to Spain on the Costa Blanca, for all that reason, because of the cheap menus of the day and the weather, the climate, all year round. Of course, they come over here by the hundreds of thousands. A lot of them are settled, and a lot of them come over as an holiday, and they get a taste of the good life. They want to come and live the dream. And so, yeah, like I say, it's not that difficult. Once you're put in touch with a lawyer, you can sort all that out. We're doing a video and with a lawyer, and they'll explain everything in detail. So it's your first time to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you did need any currency, you can click the link in the pinned comments, and you can just check out the currency rate, and you can buy whatever currency you want in your wallet. Just put in whatever country you live in. If you're living in England, you just transfer money from your bank account into the currency wallet, and you can just use it as a normal bank card. Absolutely brilliant. And yeah, just click on the link and then you can just get a free quotation as well. And a lot of members already have. Just can't believe how good it is. And I don't charge commission either. But you can use it if you're on holiday, like I say, anywhere around the world, not just in Spain. Of course, this part of Costa Blanca is one of the cheapest. When you're talking about square metre for the property, and if you're comparing it with somewhere else like on the Costa del Sol, where you've got Marbella and places like that, Malaga, which is far more expensive than now. In 2025 this year, you're looking at 2,300 square metre, whatever property you're purchasing, average year in Torrevieja on this part of Costa Blanca. But then if you start moving down to Torrox, you're looking at 2,730 square metre. And then you got Rincon de Victoria, that's 3,000. Then Mias, which is beautiful, of course we've done video there, that's 3,273 square metre. And then Malaga, 3,300. So yeah, a lot dearer down there. Same as Bella Medina, that's around 3,700. Espona, that's the dearest one. If you're going to Estepona, you're looking at 3,800 square metre. And then, like I said, Fingarola, 4,000 square metre. Marbella, that's the one with all the money, of course. 5,135 a square metre. And that's why they come down to Torrevieja and they buy here, because it's so much cheaper and you get a lot of value for your money. Of course, you've got the easy jets and the Ryanairs and all the cheap low-cost airlines that fly into Murcia and, of course, Alicante. But yeah, the Spanish government, by the way, I did do a previous video about this. They are warning everyone that's still got the green paper that you need to get it sorted. And this is the embassy. They've got to get it done, because this green paper ain't going to be any good very soon, especially when you're coming in and out, crossing the borders here in Spain at the airports. As you know, everyone there has got the TIE, so yep, you're going to have to update it ASAP, because time's running out before you start getting problems. Find that's everyone with the green paper that's been here years are just not bothered, but yeah, you're going to have to get bothered. That's for all the people that are actually resident in here, Spain. But yeah, back to living the dream here on Costa Blanca. So what other cons and what other things that might go against you? Of course, you've got the language, which you're going to have to learn a bit of the lingo, even if it's to just get by for your basic stuff. And of course, if you come here for work, can it be a bit tricky? But there are good things if you've got families, because everything in Spain is geared towards families. And you do less work here, which is absolutely wonderful as well. As you know, the Spanish have cut right back now. They're actually getting down to a 4-day a week, so there's less hours and more time for yourself. As you know, in England, it's all about work, no time for yourself. You're running around 100 miles an hour and you just don't get nothing done. Here, it's all about enjoying life, sitting around, chilling at bars, sunbathing on these beaches, and living the Mediterranean diet and fresco dining. Of course, the other good thing about being in Spain, crime is nowhere near as it is in London and probably other parts of the world. You don't so much get much gun crime going on. It's hardly ever heard of gun crime, and people getting stabbed up every 5 minutes. So you're pretty safe on that part, and you get the odd, mentioned before, the old muggers, but then that's happening everywhere, isn't it, in London and everything. But other than that, the crime's a lot lower and it's a lot safer to be, and a lot more chilled. Hey, subscriber,
Yeah.
What's your name?
Nate from Holland.
Nate, oh, you're from Holland? Yeah, I've got a few people follow me from Holland.
So every day.
Every day I'm out and about. Nice meeting. Did you like a key ring?
Yeah.
There we go. One of my key rings here for you. And your bottles of beer with that.
Thank you.
No problem. See you later.
Bye.
Nathan from Holland. There we go. Don't matter what part I sneak along this Costa Blanca, I always seem to bump into someone. Down on Marquesta yesterday, on the other side of Casada, beautiful place. Yep, someone recognised me there as well. So yeah, very friendly as well, as you noticed. Everyone here in Spain are so friendly. All that stuff though, they don't like us. Brits go home, you're not welcome. It's all a load of rubbish. Might get in Benidorm when they're getting drunk or falling over and fighting. But no, when you come along this part of the Costa Blanca, you don't get any problems at all. So it's all good, isn't it, eh? Climate, 300 days a year of warm weather. Don't get winters like you do in England, snow and blustering winds. You probably get the odd storm here and there and a little bit of rain. It'll be gone before you know it, and the sun's back out. And yeah, it's all about living here, living the dream. Like I tell you, if you want to live the dream, you've got to be quick, because it is absolutely getting super busy with the airports as well. It just proves everyone's coming here and buying everything up and having holidays, because yet again, April broke records in Alicante Airport for the most people passing through. And the property as well is gone up as well last month with buyers, and it's only going to keep going up. God knows when the bubble's going to burst. But yeah, there are still bargains about. This is the place you want to get it anywhere along this part of the coast. That's where you're going to get your value for money. Of course, you've got great train links here as well, good bus routes, which is very important, because if you're thinking of going up north or inland a bit of a town, you might not have your trains and your buses. Here you can get the fast track train to Madrid, Barcelona, and it's cheap as chips and all. I've done it for 21 quid. Shall I say 21 euros? Spain's a bit different to anywhere else as well. Back home, we might be going to bed 10, 11 o'clock. They used to come out for dinner at 10, 11 o'clock. They're a different kind of time scale altogether. Their main dinner is at night, and we might eat, you know, in the afternoon. They'll have a light tapas, chill out at a bar, do a couple of hours work if they're lucky, and then chill out at night and have their main lunch with a family outside while everyone else is going to bed. It's also the same as well with the fiestas. All their fiestas go through right through to midnight most times. Yeah, so you could be standing in the street 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning watching a fiesta. Of course, all free, cheap as chips. The benefits of living in Spain: the vitamin D, the sun. You won't have no problems with arthritis, backaches or anything like that. That's why they all recommend, the doctors, you need to get to a warmer climate, and this is the place. The bad points about Spain: some people get so excited, they see this place and they come here for an holiday and they compare the price of their house back home and they can't believe how cheap it is, and they just want to get here and live the dream. And they go and see a estate agent, and then they get pushed into buying a house, and the first house they see they end up buying because it is that cheap. What they have to remember here on the Costa Blanca, everything's cheap. Everything's so cheap, every house. And of course, you don't need to rush. There's many beautiful areas in Spain, all lovely and gorgeous, that you need to explore. You don't need to rush and jump in the first house you see. You've got to make sure you check everything. Urbanisation fees, whether the sun is south facing, whether you're allowed to get your tourist licence to rent. And then you want to be paying €1,000 a year for your urbanisation fees. Or if it's only got lift and got no pools, they've got debt on the community, you've got to do all the checks. You can't just buy a place and get here and then find out all the problems after because you thought, well, that property was cheap. So yeah, you've got to really explore, do your own work. And like I say, I can help you with this. You can decide what area you want, what part of the coast, doesn't matter where it is along Costa Blanca. Got people all along the coast that will show you property that you actually want and not be forced into buy into. Because it's quite a big commitment when you buy your property. And of course, different areas have different taxes when you buy your property as well. Not everyone is paying the same taxes here in Spain. And if it's just an holiday home, you've got to bear in mind as well, a lot of people don't do this, but you're supposed to declare every year your non-resident tax return, and what you've earned and everything has to be filled in. And it doesn't cost a lot. It costs around about €120. Solicitor can sort that out. It ain't a problem. But you have to do all your declaration, what kind of money, wealth you got, and what taxes you've earned. If you're thinking of coming here and you want to live the dream, you can. Like I say, it's not difficult. You just get the visa and you can sort it out. And of course, if you're in the EU, you ain't got any problems either, because it's pretty straightforward. Just turn up here, find your ideal home, buy it, and if you want a job, you can get a job in one of these bars. It's not a problem. Part-time, 2 or 3 hours, get a job in anywhere in Spain if you're in the EU. So yeah, life's a lot easier if you're in the EU. But yeah, you've got to blame Brexit for that, because Brexit made it hard for everybody who wanted to come here. But the good news is, Mr. Starmer is actually in talks with the European Union, and he's already started doing deals, all kind of deals at the moment going on. And there's already done a deal to make it easier when you're coming in and out the border now to avoid all these long queues, and it can only get better. So who knows, we might be able to stay longer for all these people that are coming over here with their second homes. You might not have to do the 90 and 180 days. If you're thinking of making the move, you can still do it. And if you want to buy a property, just drop me an email and I can take the stress away. And make sure you get that currency. Click on the link below and get an account going, because it's so good. I've already got loads of people that are already logged on, because it's a no-brainer. Don't charge commission. And like I mentioned before, once they get this IBAN number sorted out, you get your bills in and out paid. You don't need a bank account here in Spain. You won't have to pay 40 euros a quarter charges. If you're looking for a part along the Costa Blanca you want to buy, this ain't a bad little spot, Playa Los Locos. You've got some bars and restaurants on the left, up the far end where we just come from. And then you've got bars just over here on the right and up the end. And as you go around the corner, you're in Playa de Cura Beach with tons of bars. Of course, you've got the main bus station here as well. We'll take you straight into Alicante train station and also the bus stations. So it's hasta luego. And don't forget to check that video I've done up yesterday of La Cuesta. Absolutely gorgeous.